could you tell us what we can expect from the Strokes when you're out there with the CD and all?
Just good music, you know. I mean, like, journalists, they take everything out of proportion. I think they heard it before the public because our record company sent it out. So what would be nice for us is if they wrote, like, this is a good band, and, like, check them out. You know, if you like them, great. If you don't, who cares? But what they write is, like, ridiculous. It's so exaggerated that I close the magazine. I just say I gotta keep doing what I'm doing and not worry about that, because if not, then you just, you know, if you start believing what they write, then you're dead.
Yeah, because, like, I mean, they wrote loads of the band being quite hard and being, like, really rock and roll, but you seem like quite normal people.
I'm fucking crazy, man. No, okay. Well, I mean, it's different. It's like mountains and valleys, you know. It's like we you know, you come from New York, it's very like people living on top of each other. There's a certain aggression in the street that's just, you know, that, like, we have that energy where it's like we definitely, like, give it to a live crowd. But at the same time, it's like we have a lot of, like, melodies, you know, like, and a lot of the composition is actually, like, well thought out. We, like, work hard to make it sound spontaneous. I think, have you heard the whole album yet?
No.
I think people will hear the album. I think people will understand more what we're doing than, like, the little that because that Modern Age EP was just a demo. We did it for, like, getting better shows in New York. We had no idea it would be released in Europe ever.
But it did. But it was.
It was because Jeff Travis, we sent our CD out to, like, a bunch of people because he wasn't even our manager because we didn't know what we were going to do. He sent it out, and he was the first guy who just called and said, release it, come and do a tour. So that's where it started. I don't think it's just because England is the only country that likes us. I think it's just because that's the only country where we actually, like, released something and toured and all that stuff. Because we were for a long time bigger in New York than we were in England, even the first time we came. New York City is, like, you know, the place for us. But at the same time, if we can promote ourselves the same way anywhere, in any country, I think the music is there. It's universal enough that, like, people will like it. I hope, I think, I don't know for sure, it's my guess.
Could you tell us the point to rock and roll?
Well, I think it changes as soon as you stop saying, like, rock and roll. You know, if you call it music, then there's a lot of great things about music. It's, you know, it's like I could do 100 interviews and it won't be the same as the song. That's why you do music. It's the song itself where everything lies. It's just that feeling that you have. It gives you the joy and understanding that you don't have in reality. And it's not like a shortcut to reality. It's more like an expansion on the understanding of what's going on. So I think it's interesting on many different levels. And for me, as soon as I started to understand how music worked, I couldn't get enough and I was stuck. That's what I had to do. Or just, you know, kill myself because I didn't want to be a dentist or anything else.
Okay, then could you, like, the last thing to do for us, tell us a story?
Regrette me fleu?
You're quite keen on
Danish food?
Yeah, and like the language. You should, like, learn it properly, sir.
Well, you know, I'm telling you, like I said before, you know, give me 2 weeks and I'll be able to, you know, speak. I'll speak very wrong, but it'll still be fun to try to speak. I haven't spoken in years, you know, so. But I just remember from being a baby, so I think it wouldn't take me long. If I lived in Denmark for a month, I'm sure I could talk to people.
No, but it was for you to tell us a story, actually, just a story. As the last thing of this.
The story?
Yeah.
My whole family in Denmark makes fun of me because when I was like probably like 7 years old, one of my aunts was married to a guy that had like sort of a farm. They had horses, and I don't know, they put me on the horse and oh, actually it's not a funny story. That's funny to my family. Won't be funny to anyone else.
Well, just say something.
My dog is dying, I'm very sad. Well, not my dog, but when I was a kid, this was my mother. When I called her today to tell her I was in Copenhagen, she said, my dog's like 17 years old, you gotta like put it to sleep, so.
That's quite old for a dog.
I know, but it's still sad, you know. He used to be my friend when we were little kids, you know. I'm really not answering your question, I'm sorry. Tell me a story. If you tell me a story, I'll tell you a story.
I'll tell you a story.
It's like, okay, it's a hard question to ask. A story? About what? About now? About
something that you'd like to tell us Danes.
Like to tell us Danes?
You know, yeah, to tell us Danes and like. You could just say something in Danish, just like a line.
I remember I used to have a big crush on my Danish cousin, and we made out when we were little kids. And every time I see her now, it's on my mind, but I can never say it to her. Because she was really, she was really hot, she was really beautiful. And I don't know, it's like I was like 9 and she was 10. Actually, that's the first girl I kissed, my cousin. And I don't know, I see her now, and it's like, hey, hi Camila, like, how are you? And yeah, so if she ever sees this interview, talk to me about it, because it's strange, and I just, it's like we never talk about it when we see each other.
That goes out to her then.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, thanks, Julian.
Thank you, man. I wish you were playing in Denmark, man.